can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me.
Good afternoon. This is Mr. Not Advice. It is Sunday, May 18th, 2025. This is my weekend update. Before we get started, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only and is not advice in any manner. Okay, before we get into some charts, some data points coming from Goldman's trade desk. Gross leverage for U.S. fundamental long, short hedge funds is at the 100th percentile for all time horizons, 1 year to 5 year. So what does that mean? It means that it is now risen to a level that is the highest level it has been, and statistically as high as it can go. Also, but it doesn't mean that they're 100% leveraged, by the way. One other chart I want to take a look at is this chart. The S&P's 50-day moving average spread has pushed up near extreme territory again, while the percentage of stocks in an index that are overbought is right near 50%. So we're close. We're not, I don't believe we're quite there yet. And then finally, this is the put to call ratio on the SPX. And we have been lower, but this is also major, in my mind, major warning sign to be careful here. And that's why I did lighten up more over last week. So looking at one other thing here, just keep this in mind right now that the analyst consensus for 2026 of 14%, that's the S&P EPS growth. I don't think that's going to happen unless Trump is able to thread the needle, which it's going to be hard. I mean, if the Republican Congress, if they don't get off their asses and codify some of these executive orders, I'm talking about the fiscal ones, you know, the ones that have to do with our economic policy, then all this can be undone in, I don't know what the term of an executive order is. So, but it could certainly be done at the next election. So anyway, this is important because it shows me just how high, and this is interesting because it was just a month ago that I thought analysts were looking for a recession, and here we have growth. So I think they're overshooting is my point on 2026. So let's just keep that in mind. Okay, we finished on Friday with the market had very slight gains. It was a quiet market with not a heck of a lot of volume. The big news came out that previous Monday, which was China and the reciprocal removal, delay, whatever you want to call it, of tariffs. By the way, I think it's bullshit. I don't think China's going to. My understanding is they're already violating by keeping a tariff on rare earth minerals. So this is the way China does stuff. They are, again, they are communist and they are bad people. I'm talking about the government. So overall, I'm looking for the market to, quite frankly, pull back. I just hope we get another couple of days. Now, I think Wednesday is going to be a big day because Wednesday is when VIX OPEX is. And I think the market will start turning down then or Thursday. We'll see if I'm right or not. Looking at the SPX, I mean, really strong move on light volume. I would say 600, we're 6 points from it. 600 is the next area of resistance. And I will talk about the Moody's downgrading too. 1 second here. Let's look at the NASDAQ market here. There we go. NASDAQ market 21,427. We're still about a little under 4% from the highs. Big gaps, right? We did not make a new high on Friday, but I would suspect that our next push will push us, try to get to 21.5 and then 22,000. Looking at some of our individual stocks, looking at Tesla. Tesla's still not breaking out. 350 by 350.01 is what my breakout level is. It's indicating going to be down 340. So we'll have to see how that market opens. I am watching the 10-year yield again, but here we go. Came up to this level and looks like we have we do have a high closed doji and a reversal right here. So if this breaks Friday's low, we're going even lower. So rubric, for those of you in rubric, I would be raising my stop to Friday's low. Once again, looks pretty fantastic. NVIDIA. NVIDIA is looking like it's going to open in the 130 to 132 level, but once again, I'm not in a rush. Mosaic just continues to motor up. The new stop is today's low, 34.46. Bitcoin, IBIT, nice reversal, attempt of reversal. We're stuck in this channel now, right here. Okay, so we need to break out of this channel. I'm gonna leave my stop. No, I'm gonna raise my stop again, right to there. Hey, you noticed I keep tightening my stop as we go up. Cracker Barrel, it's interesting we put that stop there. It tested it. We need to break the top side here. I guess fast food is, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that one. But yeah, that's turned out to be a great trade. Oh, hey, Beyond. This is a great trade. If I was trailing my stop, I put my warning at 650 to the downside, and then I absolutely positively wouldn't want this to break 6. Now, that does not mean we ride this up and down, though. Yes, so if you have positions that you are now profitable in, for the love of God, scale. That's what I would do. Okay, let's look at ENVX. ENVX had a strong day on Friday and actually took out this 818 high. We closed 828. Next stop, I would say, would be $9. That's where I'm shooting for. EOSE, on the other hand, weak, but nice rebound towards the end of the day. A couple members were commenting they saw institutions fighting back and forth over it. I saw the same thing. And so we are starting to consolidate. So this thing needs to either hold this downside, Friday's low, or let's just make it easy. The low of 664, which was last Wednesday's low. We need to hold that between that and 650. So let's see, what else do we have here? Looking at gold. Oh, I know we've got to look at it. It's PCT. Gold, continued downtrend, probably will continue to downtrend too for the near-term future. PCT have not been able to get into this. So I got to bet that we're going to get a pullback. Otherwise, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I'll have to take a look at this a little bit closer. I guess I can get in on a break of 903. I don't like the timing. I'm not wanting to open any positions on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. I just don't want to do it. So I think risk is high. I think risk will remain high. All right, so I'm going to try to share this with you guys on a weekly basis. These are my current positions that I'm in, and I'm happy to take a snapshot of this. I'll throw it in the room too. But you can see that I've scaled on a lot of my EOSE. I do have a couple that I'm sort of holding out to see if I can get 100% out of them. So, but I'm at 19% on my EOSE right now. This tells me how many contracts I have remaining in my model portfolio. But this is something that my paid members they can log in and see this at any time. So let's see here. Yeah, pretty good start, or pretty good most recent couple of months. As you can see by the other performance table I shared. Let me share that with you guys. And then we can get to, this is the model portfolio. You can see this has been the last month and a half. These are where I took my hit on my UVXY large trade, but that's been going well. This was that big drawdown I had to take at the beginning of the year because I took 2 large macro trades, volatility trades that didn't work out. So but yeah, I think we set a new high in the portfolio, up 275% now. $5,000 portfolio since 515, so 2 years exactly. That's what the absolute growth has been, and the average position size has been about 3%. So I've accomplished that by doing about 3%. Now I can fix my drawdowns by position sizing lower, and that's what I'll do. So up 6% this year, but I started the year up or down. I did some math, almost 26%. So because of those big positions that I took in UVX, Y, and VIX. So those really hurt. And then I EOSE loss in there. My only losing EOSE trade, actually. So I think I started the year somewhere around down 30%. And so I'd be up 36. I don't think there'll be any problem with me hitting plus 50% this year. It's still very early. So anyway, what do I think is going to happen here? Hey, look, the SPY right now, I'm concerned that we are overbought on, the RSI. I am concerned that the Moody's downgrade, I think, is garbage. I think it was political. I think it was a hit piece. I think it was time to do that way, and I think they should be ashamed of themselves. It's just amazing to me. They were the last rating agency to do it. So now the talking heads will say, well, that will cause the U.S. to have to pay more for their sovereign debt. No, it won't. I know they think it will, but no, it's still market driven. It's not talking head driven. Okay. Meaning it's not straight economic theory driven that, oh, well, you went down a step. So therefore you have higher interest costs. Yes. That's supposed to be how it works in the classroom, in a closed environment. It's not how it works in the real world. Okay. So I think that we're so close, 613 on the SPY. We are so close to breaking out that I do think we could accomplish it on the SPY. I don't think so on the NASDAQ yet. And I don't know if we'll get through that without a pullback this week. And that's why I don't want to do any buys, because I want to wait. I believe there's a pullback coming, and I want to wait. So, EOSE, hey, this thing has got to get up and get going. Okay. This thing's got to start moving. It was weak on Friday. It was weakish on Thursday. So ENVX looks good, looks strong. I think we could go all the way up to 908. Beyond, how far? Well, break that 675 there. And next stop is 775. So pay attention to that. And then finally on PCT closed above the 200-day moving average. Next minor resistance is 950 to 10. And then the next stop would be 1080, 1070 to 11. So, but again, be careful. Okay. One of your tells could be the VIX. If you see a spike on the UVXY, okay, this is the volatility of the VIX, the 1-day volatility. So if you see a spike on this, that's a pretty good tell that, in fact, I'll put an alert here. That's a pretty good tell that, hey, you're going to see increased put buying. You're probably going to see the VIX spike, and you're going to see the market drop. So I think that's about it. This week, for my calendar, I will be gone most of Thursday, all of Friday. My son is graduating, yay, from high school. And I have a lot of activities planned. So I may pop in the morning on Thursday. So if you have a one-on-one with me, please either reschedule with me. I have limited appointments this week that I can do. But you have to do it through a DM or skip it, and we'll go the following week. So, okay. News this week. Well, we could have news out of the Middle East, and we better have some deals because next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so we have a long weekend. We need some deals to keep this market going. And if we, in lieu of that, I think Wednesday could be a turn day for us, Wednesday or Thursday. So, all right. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the room on tomorrow. Thanks.
Oh, my joint, I feel. I'm running I got the new one in my boot.
They ain't got no muscle, no hustle, no backbone. I stand alone, not tripping, just saying I'm different. Ain't hanging on to the coattails of the next man. Passport in my left hand, thinking that you are next. Heck, hope you ain't holding your breath, man, cause I'm out here, I'm hungry. I don't play around, trust me. Ain't had as much drive since my Honda Civic got rusty. And my girl said that she loved me. It's funny, just thinking back. Study hard for that 9 to 5 like I thought it that should be built with that. It was dreaming, still dreaming. Spotlight on me like Willie Beamen.